questions?
Yeah, just, wow, just a really exciting day for our program, really exciting day for our seniors, really exciting day for our fans. And, we're thrilled to have been selected, to have another opportunity to compete. This team is really special for a long, long list of reasons. And I know how much they care about each other, how much they love playing together. All that will come out in the way that we'll compete, the way we'll prepare this week, and then ultimately compete on Friday.
So one of the most unorthodox selection shows
The most in the history of selection shows. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. And, I think there's obviously a lot of things that they're probably trying to figure out how this happened or that happened or whatever. But I told these guys, I mean, shoot, it'll be a great story 10 years from now for them of, getting in the tournament. Just the whole season, the Ugly Ducklings, everything that's kind of led to this, and now we have this big selection moment, and then all of a sudden, it's not quite the traditional unfolding of events, but all we care about is we're in, we get another opportunity to play.
How did you find out that you guys were in, and what was that whole process like?
One of my assistants called me and told me that there had been a mix-up somehow, and that the bracket had fallen into the hands of Twitter, and asked, did I want to know who we were playing? I said, yes, I want to know who we're playing. But I will say, though, that I had hoped that we could somehow, which is really maybe a reflection of my limited grasp of technology, hoped that there was some way that we could keep them from knowing until we actually got to the show. And then they moved the show up till 5. And so it was, like you just said, in a very unorthodox and unplanned way, but still great celebration for the 7 o'clock showing, and with the Orange Brigade, with all of our administration and co-workers here at Clemson. It was a lot of fun.
Danny, where were you when it got leaked, if you will?
I was in my room, kind of just chilling until it was time to come here. Our manager actually called me and was like, are we going to go to the gym earlier because the selection show got moved up? I said, what do you mean you got moved up? What? Because I haven't been on social media all day because I was waiting for this moment. And then, of course, our group chat started popping, and that's how I found out.
What does it mean to you after everything you've been through in this program?
It means a lot. Coach Butler asked a lot of all of us when she first got here, what was our goal for the season, and my answer to her was, I want to play postseason, whether it to be the NCAA tournament or the WNIT. I just wanted to continue to play. So to actually see our name up there so that we get a chance to continue our season now, it just means a lot to me.
Simone, you're the veteran. You've done this before. What's it like for you? And when you came to Clemson, is this what you hoped to do to kind of get them there, someplace you've been?
Of course. That's everybody's goal, is to continue to play. Like Danny said, doesn't matter what tournament you go to, you just want to continue to play. And already being here, it's been a while, but feelings all came back, and the butterflies are starting to come around, and everybody on the team is talking about it. But we just got to stay focused, and now we know we're playing. It's time to begin our process and back to the same old.
Amanda, did you feel like you guys were pretty comfortably in?
Yeah, we felt really good about it. Obviously we felt really strongly that we were competing in a league that was going to have multiple number 1 seeds, and I think if in that league, if you're able to, not just arrive at 500, but get up above that and be able to have some of those wins be on the road, and then go into the ACC tournament, and even though it ended a little sooner than we had hoped, I thought we had a really good showing in the tournament. We felt really comfortable about it, but obviously, you don't feel completely comfortable until today, and 100% what your fate is. But, this crew just worked hard all season and just kept kind of bringing attention back to our program and giving, I'm sure, the tournament committee, but a lot of people, folks like y'all, something to talk about. And I know for me, more than anything, I wanted it for them. I wanted it for the seniors. I wanted them to have this feeling that you have on Selection Monday of just knowing, that you're unique in this season. You're doing something that not everybody gets to do, and you're elite in a lot of ways. And I really wanted that for our seniors. So it's feels awesome to know that they're experiencing this.
Coach, do you have your kind of itinerary already? How many more practices you're going to get in here before you hit the road?
as many as we can. No, I'm just kidding. We worked out already today. We got that in. We do want kind of the rhythm of the week to feel like a normal week for us. Spring break makes it a little bit different since they don't have classes, and so we have the flexibility of putting our practice times when we want them to be. But little bit of an idea. We'll leave sometime on Wednesday afternoon, so we'll get in 2 good practices here, and and then get our touches on the competition floor.
Coaching in the SEC, what do you remember about playing in Starkville and that environment?
Well, I tell you what, I had the great opportunity last year while I was doing a little bit of TV to actually go to Starkville for the viewing party of them in the national championship game, and I have great admiration for what Vic has done there. And while I was coaching in the SEC, and then obviously sitting on the other side of press row last year, and they have not just built a great team and a contender in that league and nationally, but the environment there, the community, the way they have gotten behind that team, it's just really, really inspiring, and that's going to be really cool for our team to be part of, as well as, to not just be playing an NCAA tournament, but playing it on a floor where there's some great basketball fans that are going to fill that place up.
Danny, what do you think the feeling's going to be like for you come Friday when that ball's tipped, or during warm-ups even?
I'm hoping that with the help of our sports psychologist, I will be at my optimal level of arousal. Not too excited, but not too down. I'll be at just right. But I mean, it's a moment that I've been waiting for since I was little, just wanting to play in the NCAA tournament. So I mean, I'm excited, but hopefully I'm not too excited.
Simone, what do you tell your teammates about balancing those emotions? Because it is an exciting time.
Of course. It's not really too much you can say, to kind of calm the nerves. Just prepare them as much as you can. Just at the end of the day, you want to treat it like another game. Doesn't matter where we're playing or who may be watching. We know what we have to do each game, and just trying to stay level-headed and just stick to our game plan, and we'll be all right.
Coach, up there today, did you think back at all to 11 months ago when you were being introduced up there, and kind of what?
Oh, wow.
How quickly things have changed.
That was not necessarily, I think, the thought of not necessarily 11 months ago, but all the people who were part of that day 11 months ago, I've already gotten hugs from, and that makes it extra special. Dan Radakovich, when we had that emergency viewing party, we were rushing back over here at 5. He was in my office before we went out to watch, and Stephanie Ellison, and just on down the line, the people who support us academically, in every regard. So I don't know that I was necessarily thinking about press conference day, but more so just really, really grateful for all the people who were here and part of this celebration today. Obviously, these guys being front and center was what matters most, but it feels really good to have that type of support and to really feel the arms of the Clemson family, and that was really something that was going on upstairs just a minute ago.
You talked about the ugly ducklings a little bit ago. What does that mean? Where did it come from?
They can probably answer. I can tell y'all from my end, because it should be stated, I don't want any of their mamas mad at me, that they are this self-proclaimed ugly ducklings. I did not give them that title. And actually, I think, if I remember correctly, they told me I was the head ugly duckling, so I'm in the ugly duckling mix. But Danny alluded to our sports psychologist, Katie Nichols, does a great job with our team, and that's a space where we try to work just as hard as we do in the weight room or getting extra shots up, is just in the mental game. And they had an exercise one day where they were kind of representing who they were through pictures. And so she had a bunch of different pictures printed out, and one of them was some ducks, kind of like a mama duck and some baby ducks behind it. And we had already at that point kind of said in our locker room a lot like, we need to make it ugly. Like, every time we play, the uglier the better, because that's kind of where we thrive, is not in a free-flowing finesse game, but in a game that's just going to be dive on the floor, get back up, run down, get a turnover, run the other direction, and, just kind of that organized chaos. And so they felt like that the Ugly Ducklings was a name and a picture that matched us, as well as the picture of a flame, because we wanted to be dangerous like fire, Ugly Ducklings. So did I recap that properly? So I was told that I was an ugly duckling. I didn't choose that identity. That came 100% from them. But we wear it proudly.
Anything you ladies want to add to that story?
I mean, that was about it. We took a picture of some ducks with a head duck and a mama duck and some ducklings behind it, and we named her captain of it, and we were going to follow in her footsteps and do what she says and buy into it, and that's how we became the Ugly Ducks.
Whose idea was it to watch the Mighty Ducks the other night?
I was not present at that showing, but we had Jana, my partner, and Robin, Daniel's wife, were decided that they wanted no coaches around, and they wanted to just kind of get the team together to eat and hang out, and then there was that showing of the Mighty Ducks. So I had zero to do with that as well. I wasn't even invited to dinner. I didn't even get a to-go plate. So.
You know anything about your opponent yet?
Very little. Just what we've been able to, quickly throw together, and my staff and, our video staff is putting together a scout right now, and that's what as soon as we leave here, I'll go meet and start talking. But, the one thing that jumps out at you is it's obviously a team that knows how to win. They've won 28 ball games against, great competition like Iowa State, and, played a really tough schedule. And so it's someone we got to get acquainted with very quickly. But they've got our full attention, there's no doubt.
Coach, after the selection show, I heard you tell your players you're not done yet. So as special as this moment is, how important is it for you guys to keep this going?
Well, I think that, one of the things that we've talked about, especially once we got an ACC play and then going to the ACC tournament, was that, we didn't want our limitation to ever be our expectation. We wanted to expect, and we as much as we are thrilled to be here in the tournament, I think that we all enjoy each other so much, and this has been such a special year. We don't want it to end with just getting an invitation. We want to play our best basketball on Friday. We want to prepare every day between now and then just to get a little bit better each day, so that we feel like we're actually putting our best foot forward on Friday, and then hopefully the scoreboard will reflect that will be enough to win, obviously against a very worthy opponent. But I'm having fun. I like this group. I want to coach these two as long as I can, because we know obviously the next loss will be the last time that we actually get to be together on the court like that, and I don't want to think about that yet.
Last one.